Hello and welcome to Wild Encounters, our brand new sister series to By the Brook. In these episodes we'll be bringing you extra content, expanding on what featured in the previous episode of By the Brook. This week I'll be bringing you a brand new feature, Top 10 with Ben, where I'll give you fun and interesting facts about a star species of episode 4, and Natalie will be updating you on the farm's cutest residents, the lambs. But first I want to find out and share with you what exciting wildlife has been caught on the camera traps. So I'm going to call Natalie to see what has been filmed this week.
Hi.
Hi.
So you've got some footage to show me. What the camera traps has managed to film this week.
Yeah, I got the camera traps in this morning, and I have had a quick sneaky preview of what's on there, and it's quite exciting. So we had some really nice fox footage this week, which was great.
Oh, look at him. Wow.
Pretty good sniff around, isn't he?
He's good size as well. He's quite meaty. Hopefully not been feeding on too many lambs. Oh, well, look at that. So handsome.
I thought that was quite exciting.
That's excellent. That's probably the best footage of a fox we've seen. It's footage, especially during the day as well.
Really lovely, but that wasn't the only daytime one, because here he is, 1:30.
I mean, we've obviously been putting these cameras up for a year now, haven't we? So maybe they are getting used to the smell of us putting them around and putting them in there. So hopefully we might get even more natural behaviour and more relaxed behaviour from these larger mammal species, which is exactly what we want to do.
But even smaller mammal species, we had some quite interesting footage. How quickly he demolishes these leaves.
Something amazing about all rodents is the strength of their teeth, how hard they are.
So we also saw some really nice deer, or one really nice deer, who looks like he's molting at the moment.
It's that increase in temperature, isn't it? I tell that he's got these as like quite new antlers because they're fuzzy.
What's really nice though is that the week before we equally had some lovely footage of a deer. So we have this deer coming and having a good scratch and pawing at the tree.
Really, yeah, this one's definitely different because he's got longer antlers.
And then we've got this guy.
Quite possibly the one that we've just seen, isn't it? It's,
Much smaller antlers.
yeah, little fuzzy antlers. That's great as well because that's sensing behaviour, which means that tree is going to be really important in the local deer community. It's literally a signpost for all the individual deers sort of expressing, I'm here, who else is here? Like, obviously to us we can't see that, but to the deers, for their scent, that's going to be a really important spot.
And next, I've got some exciting badger footage.
They really do trundle, don't they? Excellent sense of smell, badgers. You can see them there smelling, scenting and stuff. They've got really poor eyesight actually, and they rely completely on their nose for hunting. Oh, that's excellent. He's very interested in the camera, isn't he?
Well, I have to say I didn't see him again, so whether we offended him with the camera trap or not, I'm not sure.
This is great as well, though, because it shows how quickly they can move. You know? People don't realise how fast they are, and they're big, heavy set animals. Yeah. Once again, can fit through small spaces. As long as their head fits and their head and shoulders fit through, they'll get through and they can run.
A couple of weeks before, we put the camera traps up on this big fallen log over the brook.
Yes, this is the last I was able to get over to the farm, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's been a month ago. This is what was really lovely, was seeing the badger use it as a bridge.
Yeah, it's great because that's that part of the brook's really steep-sided and quite reminiscent of a gorge, isn't it? The valley sides. So these natural bridges would be vital for animals to be able to cross.
How fantastic to see such an array of large mammals. Their increased activity is likely due to the abundance of food at this time of year. Unfortunately for farmers, lambing season often tempts foxes who are in search of an easy meal. So I want to check in with Natalie and see how the flock is getting on.
I'll just give you a quick update on how our sheep and lambs are getting on. The bottle-fed lambs are doing extremely well. Got one just here. He's very healthy, very happy, getting nice and big, almost too big to be held up. And as you can hear, all the sheep are very, very noisy, very rowdy. We had a couple of little problems during lambing. For example, one of our lambs was born with a hernia, which is fairly common in the lambing world but not really talked about very often. Phenomenally, she actually recovered really well. Quite often they do sadly die from these sorts of conditions, but she's doing great. Got someone eating my microphone right now. Hi guys. But yes, all the ewes are very healthy, all looking very well. We're keeping them fed with a little bit of concentrate feed just to keep their body levels up and keep them nice and healthy.
So in this series, I'm going to bring to you Top 10 with Ben, where I will focus on a specific species that we featured in a previous episode of By the Brook, and give you 10 of what I think are insane facts about that species to help you learn a little bit more about them. And this week, I'm going to be focusing on the grass snake. Coming in at number 10. These snakes are one of 4 UK species of snake, along with the adder, the smooth snake, and the barred grass snake, which was only re-identified as being a separate species in 2017. And at number 9, these snakes are dark green in colour with a distinctive yellow collar on the back of their head. They also have a pale underside with distinct belly markings per individual. And at number 8, they are Britain's largest snake species, growing up to 1.5 meters long. However, there are some reports that they can even get to 6 foot, 1.8 metres in length. And in at number 7, these guys love to live near fresh water and they have a strong association to it. They also love to live in habitats like this, woodland, where there's ample area for them to get into cover and there's also adequate sites for them to be able to bask and thermoregulate due to them being cold-blooded. And in at number 6, these guys are excellent swimmers and they're capable of holding their breath for up to 30 minutes. So in at number 5, these guys will feed primarily on amphibians, such as the common frog and the common toad. Right, so number 4. These guys will hibernate between the months of October and March, and they do this to avoid themselves freezing during the colder months of winter. Right, so now the business end of things. Number 3. They'll breed in the months of late April to May, and in June, July, the female will lay 8 to 40 eggs in leaf litter, so your compost heap or something. And they do this because the temperature is stable enough for natural incubation to occur. Right, so number 2. As these guys are not venomous, they have to rely on different defence mechanisms in order to protect themselves. First being, they secrete a foul-smelling, garlic-like odour from their anal glands. And they also play dead. And this is known as thanatosis. And they're even capable of auto-hemorrhaging from their mouth, so it looks like they're bleeding. And they may even regurgitate their previous meal. All this to put off a potential predator that gets too close. Right, so number 1. The most insane fact about the grass snake, well, I think. And this is, in rare occasions, they are known to flatten the back of their head and neck to form a hood, mimicking a cobra. However, the geographical range of grass snakes and cobras do not overlap. So scientists believe this is a fossil trait mimicry from a time of when the grass snake lived alongside the European cobra, which is now extinct. How insane is that? They copy an extinct species in order to protect themselves. Scientists may also believe that this is a beneficial defence trait against migratory birds which come from areas where cobras may naturally exist, such as Africa and India. But how insane, copying an extinct species to protect yourself. Mind blown. Sadly, that's all we've got time for in this episode of Wild Encounters, but we'll have brand new footage for you next week, including how to build a bug hotel. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for future episodes.
Do you mind not eating my microphone, please? Excuse me. Never work with animals, hey? Get off.